Hello, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Mercy Bush, and this is going to be a brief video about how Jesus changed my life. So I grew up in a church. My dad was a pastor, but I never really was close to God. I just went to church because I had to go to church. It wasn't a choice I made. So when my dad lost his job, things kind of went downhill for my family. He was angry all the time. He and my brother would always get in fights, and it really took a toll on my sister, my mom, and myself. So when I was in 7th grade, I got introduced to pornography because a girl at school had mentioned it, and as a kid, you get curious. So I looked it up online, and eventually I got addicted to pornography and masturbation. Hopefully I don't get kicked off for this, but people need to hear this. Praise God. So here we go. I was still going to church at this time. So throughout, when all this was going on, I was going to church still. And I didn't think anything was wrong with it, with what I was doing. So fast forward to when I was 18, by this time I had completely stopped going to church, and I was going down the wrong path. I was sleeping around and drinking, and I was depressed because I wanted to be in a relationship, because all of my friends were in relationships, or I saw them dating guys, and I wanted to be a part of that as well. And I felt like I was like missing out, and I wanted love. So I eventually got into a relationship because I lowered my standards of what I wanted for a guy. Because I was just so desperate for a relationship, and this relationship ended up being very toxic, and it had a lot of mental and verbal abuse, and I spent 3 years with that person, and I even got pregnant and had a miscarriage. And at the 3-year mark, I was so depressed and bitter and broken, and I was in a very dark place. I happened to come across this celebrity that I followed on Instagram, and he happened to be a Christian, which I didn't know. So I was like, wow, he's a Christian. And he ended up doing a live with an evangelist. So I started following that evangelist, and through his lives, I became saved and born again. And there's so much more to this story. I just, for the sake of time, I'm only telling a part of it. But Jesus took me out of a dark place and brought his light into my life. I just want to say that if you are struggling with anything in your life, you are not too far gone. You are not too broken. You are not too helpless. What Jesus did for me, he can do for you too. So I hope this encourages you today. And if you want to know how Jesus can be that light in your life, click the pin link in the comments. Love you all, and thank you for watching.